Now, there's a bit amount of planning that is also required when it comes to your online lives. Have you ever wondered what happens to your emails and social media accounts when you are gone? The following report takes a closer look.
We use various online services, be it Gmail for official communication or Facebook and Instagram for social activities. But do we ever realize that these service providers probably know more about us than we ourselves? That's because they have a huge trove of data about us, including personal and sensitive details. What if someone managed to hack into your account and impersonate you after you are gone? The damage could be unimaginable. So even if you haven't given it a thought yet, we are here to tell you that you need to deal with your digital legacy right now, no matter how old you are. Do it now and make your accounts foolproof because the future can be uncertain. So how to prepare yourself for the unexpected? Understand that different services have different provisions to deal with accounts of deceased users. Let's go through it one by one. Gmail users can go to the inactive account manager and make a plan for their Google accounts when they can no longer access them, such as in the event of an accident or death. Users can decide when Google should consider the account to be inactive and what does the company do with the data afterwards. And here you have two options. You can share it with someone you trust or ask Google to delete it. When you are nominating someone, you can decide what all can be shared with the appointed person. Quite like Gmail, Facebook also allows you to either appoint a legacy contact to look after your memorialized account or have your account permanently deleted from Facebook. And if you don't choose to have your account permanently deleted for whatever reason, it will be memorialized if Facebook gets to know about the demise of the particular person. And remember, while the legacy contact can write a pinned post for your profile and respond to new friend requests, it cannot log into your account, remove or change past posts, read your messages, remove any of your friends, or for that matter, cannot even add a new legacy contact to your account. Instagram, on the other hand, has no such provision for you to create a legacy contact. It only allows others to report a deceased person's account for memorialization. Instagram requires proof of death, such as a link to an obituary or news article, to memorialize an account. Note that Instagram does not let anyone log into the account of deceased people. Also, immediate family members may request the removal of a loved one's account from Instagram. Twitter also works on a similar model. In the event of the death of a user, Twitter can work with the verified immediate family member of the deceased to have an account deactivated. As Twitter explains, after the request to deactivate the account is submitted, the company will email the concerned person with the instructions for providing more details such as information about the deceased, a copy of the ID and a copy of the death certificate. This is to prevent false and unauthorized reports. Twitter also entertains requests to remove media related to the deceased individuals in certain circumstances. So there you have it. None of us want to think about death and dying. But by leaving behind a digital will, we can ensure that our digital legacy is safeguarded. And our loved ones will have one less thing to worry about.
And in a development that will be cheered by internet users in India, internet access will remain unfettered, with the government accepting the telecom regulator's recommendations to introduce one of the strongest net neutrality protections in the world. With this step, a controversial issue around the world has emerged a winner in India. In a heavy-duty meeting, the Telecom Commission, which is the highest decision-making body in the Department of Telecommunications in the country, approved net neutrality regulations, implying internet will now remain open for everybody in the country. Apart from net neutrality regulations, the Commission has also approved the new telecom policy, the National Digital Communications Policy, aimed at promoting investments, ease of doing business and emerging technologies like 5G. Net neutrality requires service providers to treat all internet traffic equally and prohibits discrimination in the treatment of content, including practices such as degrading, slowing down or granting preferential speeds. On to our continuing focus right here on WION, with the complex operation now complete. The Thai Navy SEALs who took part in that operation to rescue the boys who were trapped in the Tham Luang cave in northern Thailand have now departed from the Chiang Rai province. The Thai Navy SEALs had been pressed into service in the aftermath of the boys being trapped in the flooded cave, highlighting the complexity of the mission they were involved in. The Thai Navy SEALs also paid their respects to one of their volunteers, 38-year-old retired Navy SEAL Saman Konan, who lost his life while replenishing oxygen canisters inside the flooded cave for those boys to be rescued. The Thai Navy SEALs had worked in close coordination with rescuers from US, Britain, Australia and other countries across the world. In addition to tending to the rescued people, the local government has also worked to close the cave so that no more people would enter and get trapped.
ในเรื่องของการปิดถ้ำเมื่อเช้าท่านผู้ว่าสั่งการผมมาเรียบร้อยแล้วนะครับ10 โมงเช้าเราชัตดาวน์ปิดหมดนะครับตอนนี้มีรั้วกั้นหมดไม่ให้คนเข้าของที่อยู่ข้างในที่คาอยู่ข้างในทั้งหมดนะครับก็ปล่อยให้เป็นอย่างนั้นนะครับไม่มีการเข้าออกแล้วเราจะมีการดูแลตลอด24 ชั่วโมงตรงนี้
And an expert team of divers helped bring the 13 people to safety. One of them was a British civilian diver who was among the group who found the 12 boys and their coach inside that cave. John Wallington returned to his home country after the rescue operations concluded. Speaking to reporters at the airport, he said that the rescue was the result of successful cooperation between military personnel and civilian divers and the Thai Navy.
Very, very pleased it worked out quite so well. So it worked out, the results speak for themselves. I think it was the result of an international team of military and civilian divers working alongside the Thai Navy. Everybody pulled together and the results speak for themselves. So we're just very happy that the boys are out and safe.
What was it like when you saw that all the boys, all 12 boys were in that cave?
Relief is the word I would use to describe it. We're very pleased and we were very relieved that they were all alive. But I think at that point we realised the enormity of the situation and that's perhaps why it took a while to get them all out.
And just tell us what the conditions were like in that cave system.
Obviously flooded, dark, poor visibility underwater. So a lot of difficulty. But with a strong international team, we were able to overcome those difficulties, and ultimately, as I said, the results speak for themselves.
There's talk of you getting an award for this. How would that make you feel?
We're not heroes. What we do is very calculating, very calm. It's quite the opposite. That's what we do. We take it one step at a time, and hopefully, as we've managed to in this case, we come up with the results. But it's really the international team that I would like to focus on.
And a word perhaps about the man who lost his life, John, as well.
I was also about to say, obviously, our condolences to Saman and his family. It's an absolute tragedy. It's kind of a bittersweet for what's otherwise been an excellent...
Very tense. It's very unusual to see your son on television and everybody saying so many kind words about him. I mean, is this my son they're talking about? And then when they lost one of the members of the team, again, it makes you realise that these things do happen. And I knew that I wouldn't be happy myself until we had a perfect result, which I understand we have now.
Turning our attention now to how in the past Israel has refused to take in refugees from Syria, a country from where millions have fled to safety. But when it comes to medical aid and assistance, Israel has opened its doors for Syrians and allowed them to seek treatment. The initiative is called Operation Doctors, and take a look at this detailed report.
Clutching their children, scared and nervous, these women are crossing over into what they were told is enemy territory. In the dead of the night, Syrian women with their little ones in tow cross over into Israel under the watchful gaze of the Israeli soldiers. These women have stepped across a tense Golan Heights border to ensure that their children get the required medical help. They're not victims of war seeking refuge in Israel. They're patients with chronic health issues.
My feeling is fear, but when I came here, I saw something else. not what they have put in our minds, not the same idea they told us, that they are enemies and Zionists and all of that. I saw the opposite.
A group of more than 40 mothers and children have crossed over into the pre-dawn hours of Wednesday. And they are among the 3,000 Syrians who've been treated under Operation Doctor's Appointment, a separate humanitarian aid program.
For me, I do not have any political affiliation, but because we are afraid of what Bashar is doing to us, we do not dare to go to the areas in the control of the regime.
Syria's medical infrastructure has been fractured in the 7 years of war, especially in the southwestern part of the country.
On the rebel side of things, the medical infrastructure is broken down. So as of the last year and a half, we've started taking in every 2 or 3 weeks, taking in a busload of non-wounded but chronically ill Syrian children.
Israel, like Jordan, had refused to take in any refugees from the war-torn country, citing security concerns. But it is not indifferent to the suffering of the Syrian people and has treated more than 3,000 Syrians in field hospitals on the border since 2013. In times of strife, humanity does exist, and this is proof of that. Bureau Report, WION.
A national flag is a symbol of pride for many across the world. It remains a beacon of honor and glory amongst the countrymen. In India as well, the tricolour is a symbol of national pride and unity. But what goes into the making of the Indian flag? We get you an exclusive look at how the tricolour is made. Take a look.
As the Indian tricolour is unfurled, be it in any corner of the world, it's a matter of pride for the industrious women of a village in Karnataka, back home in India. Tulasegiri is home to India's only official flag-making unit, and the workers are mostly women. The female employees perform all the intricate parts of the making, such as spinning the cotton and weaving the thread into cloth on foot-powered looms. The guidelines in the National Flag Code of India and from the Bureau of Indian Standards are strict, covering everything from the exact shades to the stitching size.
ये राष्ट्र ध्वज है ना, तिरंगा है, थोड़ा बहुत ध्यान दे के करना पड़ता है ये प्रिंटिंग. ऐसा हम प्रिंटिंग करते लोग को वो ऐसा नहीं सकते, ये होता नहीं, ये थोड़ा ज़्यादा कम आए तो वेस्ट होता ना पीस, इसलिए देख के ध्यान से प्रिंटिंग करते हम लोग.
Last year, around 60,000 Indian flags were produced here. Most workers, especially the women who also manage their households, have rarely travelled outside their homes. But their supervisor says that knowing the handmade flags go far and wide gives them a feeling of pride and accomplishment.
हम लोग राष्ट्र ध्वज सीख के इंडिया के लिए काम करते हैं. हम लोग सीते हैं, हम तो बाहर दूर जा नहीं सकते. हम रेडी करते हैं ना, वो फ्लैग बाहर जाता है, विदेश को जाता है, पार्लियामेंट जाता है, दिल्ली भवन में जाता है, वो देखो उसको सब लोग सैल्यूट मारते हैं, वो देखो हमको अच्छा लगता है. हमारा झंडा जो हमें इधर से बनाता है, हमारा ऑल ओवर कंट्री, हमारा इंडिया में सब जगह जाता है, और बाहर का और एक फॉरेन का कंट्री को में एम्बेसडर में जाता है, सब जगह हमारा ये फ्लैग रास्टिंग होगा.
And for those carrying out this intricate job day in and day out, pride is something that comes as a reward every day.
हम जॉब नहीं कर रहा है, कार्यकर्ता है, खादी कार्यकर्ता. ये सब लोगों इधर ही जो विलेज में काम करता है, लूम पे और स्पिनिंग करता है, वो लोग भी ये देश सेवा मान के काम कर रहा है.
Bureau Report, WION.
Let's take you to Colombia now, where the demolition of a partially collapsed cable bridge was completed successfully. over 11 experts supervised that operation, and some 200 kilograms of explosives, 9,800 feet of detonating cords and 30 detonators were all used in that operation. The Chirajara Bridge, that was located on the road that connects Bogota with the city of Villavicencio, collapsed in January while under construction, killing 15 of the 9 workmen. Investigations that followed concluded that the design failures were responsible for causing the tragedy.